and welcome to Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. Now, you've probably heard of this phenomenon where a desperate need for something takes over a woman, body and mind. Nope, not talking about wine. Not even talking about chips, although, to be fair. I'm talking about babies and the ticking of our biological clocks. Now, I myself am not really all that into babies. I think they all look like Winston Churchill, and I find them selfish. But I have a feeling I'm probably outnumbered on the show today. So, put some wine in your sippy cup, pull your blankie on up to the TV, because today on the show, we're talking about our biological clocks. Ladies with biological clocks, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me over the ticking? You doing good?
Yeah.
Great. Now listen. Since, to the best of my knowledge, in keeping with today's topic, none of us are pregnant, we can have ourselves a cocktail. So I brought one today. Thank you to Robyn last week for bringing a cocktail, and we thought it was such a great idea. We're going to keep doing it.
You're welcome.
As a matter of fact, we're going to do it every single episode. When I was in my 20s, my grandmother's second husband, Aubrey, he at 4 o'clock every day, Aubrey would start mixing drinks, and he would say, Morg, can I make you a little attitude adjuster? And I always loved that. So we're gonna call it the Mbop Attitude Adjuster. And if you have ideas for cocktails that you would like to send to us, you can tweet us at that hashtag, and maybe we'll drink them on the show, because we would like that. So in keeping with today's theme, this is the Rosemarys Baby.
Oh, I love it.
Featuring rosemary and other delicious things. So cheers, ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. Rosemary up the nose. This is part of it.
halfway done.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that is a delicious
Not
cocktail.
good?
Very,
Yeah.
very good.
It's very summery.
Yeah, something.
I'm all about the summer.
I couldn't have if I was pregnant, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Choices.
Babies also like it.
Yeah, I think this one would be safe.
I think it's a good thing. You
Write
don't
letters.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what's.
Write
yeah.
letters.
Are your biological clocks ticking?
Really?
I don't know what this gesture means. That wasn't a yes, that wasn't a no.
She was
that
just
was
That's exactly what I meant, though.
Okay.
I don't know. And this topic is actually very apropos because I took a pregnancy test this weekend.
You did? And do we have to buy you cute little things?
Can I drink your drink?
I am proud to announce my womb is at 0 occupancy.
Congratulations.
I'm so
excited for
But were you sad or relieved?
But yeah, so I thought that it would be this real moment and I would know, but
You were just completely
Nothing.
indifferent.
well, I feel like I was certainly relieved to find it not to be so, but I'm also at an age where I was like, but maybe.
Right.
Now, in your general life, do you feel like if you...
I thought you were about to say genitals. I was like, whoa. We are not going that far into the picture.
Second.
We could. Maybe
My
after the
first question
commercial.
is not about your genitals, but my second one will be. No, like in your life right now, do you feel like if you did get pregnant, you're ready for it? Like you're, in a good, healthy relationship, you have a good job, you could
I feel like
support
I
it
have
and feed
enough of the pieces that are there for
Yeah.
sure, but I don't. It's certainly not something I'm actively
like
chasing.
dying to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Does
like popping
anybody
a
ever
hole
feel
in
like
the
that though?
condoms.
Is anybody ever like,
I think if
got
you're
it
really
together.
rich, if you're rich, you must just
You
be like,
must.
I'm so ready for this. Well, I have nothing else to spend my money on.
Well, it's not that they're ready for it. The people who will be taking care of it.
If I could,
that is a good point.
if I could have a nanny, and I would have had a baby or 7 a long time ago.
Really?
Yes.
I feel that way about if I could be a dad.
Oh, see, this is
they get all
a
the
way.
cool
It's easier
stuff.
to get a nanny, I think,
Than being a dad.
than being a dad.
Become a dad?
Than to become a dad.
There's nothing easier than becoming a dad.
No, but for you.
Oh, to get,
Yeah.
Oh,
A little more involved.
I see. Correct.
We need to have a talk after the show, by the way.
Why do we always have to have talks with Katie on that?
She's really learned a lot in the series of the show.
adorable.
But do you really think that's true? Is it about finances?
I think a big part of it is for me.
And your support network, too. It really depends if you
Yeah.
have the people there to help you.
And I don't have a job that has maternity or
Right.
and I'd have to take at least a year to 2 years off of
I don't think that's true.
touring or-
I think the funniest comedians have kids strapped to their backs.
Well, yeah.
Holding their wine.
With a
Baby Bjorn
baby,
on
hold this, I gotta
stage.
tell jokes.
I'm sorry, what you're thinking of is ventriloquist.
No, that makes sense. No. Those are our babies, aren't they?
And sometimes Katie Ellen teaches us. No, but see, it's true though. I don't think I know that many comedians that have little kids, but there's a lot of actors and directors I know that, you know, are rehearsing plays and are like
their babies
nursing
with
and
them
talking
everywhere.
and that kind of a thing. And I always think, well, that's kind of cool. Like your kid would grow up with some pretty cool experiences, but also maybe like, I just want to go to the park. Nope, we're going to the club. I'm doing 7 minutes. So I don't know, is that really, like, are there not other things you think you need to be ready?
I think my biological clock is like a digital, like it doesn't actually tick. Like if I see it like a baby right in front of me, I'm like, oh, I guess that would be, like if someone dropped a baby on my doorstep and said, please take my baby, I would take it, 100%.
Okay.
I would take it and raise it. But yeah, like getting pregnant and you got the whole, that and birth and.
And for me, as a lesbian, I can't just accidentally get pregnant like Katie Ellen here did on the weekend. I have to put forth the money before I even get pregnant to get pregnant.
Well, you could just go to a nightclub and see.
I mean, I've considered that. Don't get me wrong. When I was in one relationship where we were talking kids, that was like, it was kind of like, well, do we want to do it just the old-fashioned way, find a cute guy? And because I mean, I like the cock, let's be clear. It's not necessary.
You're gonna make such a good mom.
I love kids. I'm a lesbian and I love to drink. Somebody give me a baby immediately.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so I definitely feel the financial pressure of it, that I wouldn't do it unless I was not totally stressed out and strapped by it, which I am on my own without a dog or a plant or definitely not a kid, so
Totally.
couldn't imagine throwing a person in there and it'd be less expensive.
I don't know if you guys know this, that I don't mean to be an expert on parenting here, but it changes your life entirely. Like you don't go out so much or drink wine outside of the house, not in a coffee mug anymore.
I can drink at home alone.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
But that's why we adopted older kids, because with babies you can't. You got to keep an eye on them 24/7.
Sure, but if you have two parents there, one of you can be doing that while the other one is
Well,
drinking.
the other one's
I mean, I don't.
Tag team effort.
Yeah,
That's probably why biology arranged it that way.
I think so. So that one could be getting wasted while the other one's childbearing.
I'm not sure that's fine,
what
but
happened in
maybe.
my house,
I don't really
Morgan,
understand
so-
how it all happens. Is your clock, are you ticking?
Oh yeah.
Is that what that noise
I
is?
feel like it's mostly I'm just absorbing it through osmosis from my boyfriend.
Oh, really?
Who's got
the crazy baby
He's also
fever.
Katie's best friend, so she knows.
Really?
Crazy baby fever, and I've it's rubbed off onto me.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That's
so now
how
you really
the
want
baby-
one?
Yeah, like
You know,
this is how I knew I wanted
It rubs
one.
off onto you.
There
You're
was
gonna
a
get
baby that was crying, and I was holding the baby. And normally, if some baby's crying, I'm like, get it away from me. But I was like, I can rebuild him. I have the technology.
So what did you do?
He's now the $7 million baby. Oh, but I do have the baby fever.
Right.
And probably
ask how
will
old you are,
have a
Fatima?
baby. I am 28.
You're like prime baby fever age,
That's when it
though.
starts
That's
ticking.
yeah.
You guys are gonna make the best baby.
They're gonna
Oh
be
my God, our babies are gonna be so cute.
I used to really, in my early 20s, I was desperate to have kids. Like, I couldn't wait to get pregnant and have all the babies. And then my friends started to have kids, and I saw how drastically their lives changed. And I was like, holy get those things away from me. I don't want anything to do with any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as I got older, it kind of became well, if it happens, it happens. And, you know, if I find the right person, we'll have a baby. If I become rich, I'll have a baby. And now I'm like,
If I find a
I'm
baby
not
on my
giving up my
doorstep.
wine and my jet-setting lifestyle for a child, so I'm staying to it.
sitting.
You're all over the place.
I just can't believe how easily that rolled off.
And how quickly we all were.
I know. I can't think of the last time I got on a plane. My ferry setting lifestyle.
Jet ski lifestyle. All right. We will explain to you what a jet setting life involves during the commercial, and then we'll be right back with more Morgan Brayton and other people. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Oh, yes.
Cheers. Cheers, friend.
Welcome back to Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. We're talking about our biological clocks on the show today, and you were quite right in saying that Kevin and Fatima would have adorable babies. And I was just thinking, I've never had that urge to pass on my family's screwed up DNA, right? It's like, oh, prone to alcoholism, hairy toes, this must live on. Like, I don't feel the need to pass on my stuff, right? I think it's probably best that it stops with me. But I get when you look at your friends and you go, oh my God, how cute with, yeah. I don't for myself, but is that what it is, that you all want to make cute little versions of yourselves?
You know what, for me, a lot of it is I want to give my parents grandparents, or grandkids. I want to give my parents grandparents, because they all died, and I feel really bad. So I'm like, I'm going to get you new ones.
I will say my
Perfect
parents,
gift.
having siblings that gave my parents grandparents really took a ton of pressure
Grandchildren,
off.
grandchildren.
All right.
Totally. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I feel like I might be their only hope for grandkids. And I think they both make exceptional grandparents.
You have two
That's where you use
brothers.
the word, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I know, but one is never. I mean, unless he's got 16 out there already, he needs to lock that shit down. And the other one is getting married, to a younger than us, and she doesn't know if she wants them. Suddenly that came out. Don't tell anybody. But yeah, it seems like she might not want them now.
Right.
So the pressure is back on me. I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to worry about it. But now my mom is so nuts about it, and I also really want them, especially my dad. I think he'd be so cute as a grandpa. Yeah. So that's the hard thing for me.
When I was younger, and like late teens, early 20s, I was pretty obsessed with the whole idea, and I would sort of, like imagine what it would be like, mostly because I had the belly anyhow, so I had to just sort of have an excuse for it. But I think that was more societal brainwashing than anything else. There's a big value on women, placed on women when they're pregnant. We're always like, oh, pregnant women are so beautiful. And there's this expectation that that's what every woman is going to do.
Well, even the definition, the way we talk about our bodies, it's my pre-baby body, my post-baby body.
Right.
It's never just like, well, that's just yours, though.
Right.
Like, you could have it for yourself.
Yes.
And have babies and that still be your body, and not just a vessel.
Yeah.
I'm going to start telling people that this is my post-baby body.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do to tell people I'm still working on losing the baby weight after we adopted our kids. Yeah. But that's the other thing, though, is the people who don't feel the need. And now you're saying for you, not so sure that's...
Yeah, I think, if I found the right woman and she really wanted kids, and I have always wanted to be pregnant. That has been always something.
Why?
Yeah,
Why,
I don't know.
though? What is that?
I don't know, but that's the part of it that I have always been like, I just want to feel that and have a baby inside of me and give. I had a dream once where I was pregnant and I gave birth, and it was so real. And then I woke up and had no baby, and I was devastated. I was devastated. So I think it just clicked something in me that that part of it. So if I found the right person, she really wanted it, and we had the money to do it, I would absolutely do it.
There are not just women, people, but women in particular, it seems to be more of more frowned upon, that are childless by choice, and really get a lot of flack for it. Like people, I have some friends that are married and around my age, and people are always like, so when are you guys gonna have kids? They're like, we have cats, we're good. But they're, just not interested, and get a lot of pressure and a lot of sort of people not understanding why you wouldn't and what's wrong with you.
Something that childless by choice couples hear a lot is, but what if you change your mind?
Right.
Which is a pretty insulting thing to say.
But I did have friends that did that. They got married and they were like, neither of us want kids, we never want kids. And she was hitting 40 and she suddenly was like, holy crap, I want kids. And he was like, oh, I still don't want kids. So then they ended up, decided they'd try for a year, and she got pregnant, and they are madly in love with their child, and it's amazing. But I mean, that's the thing, is that there is that risk that you might, but it's totally insulting to say you probably will, so you better have one just in case. Like,
Well, and that's a growing trend as well, having kids older.
Right.
That's the thing, is it's not such a big deal anymore that you have to pump them out in your late 20s or early 30s just in case.
Yeah. And I'm panicked that I will regret not having a child.
Freeze your eggs.
I'm already 40, so I should
No, but
have frozen them a while ago.
So have I.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
But like, it's like I'm panicked about regretting a decision about something I've never shown any interest in doing. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna wake up and be like, I've never gone ice fishing. Like I've never wanted to go ice fishing.
Right.
You know, but like.
So why do you feel the pressure then?
Because I know like it within the next 2 years, then that door is shut and there's no going back. So then it's like, but then what if, and also because I'm a type 1 diabetic, there's so many complications that way and I think that's in my brain, like since I was a kid, I was always told it's very dangerous, and then Steel Magnolias came out and ruined it for diabetics everywhere because Julia Roberts dies, and I'm like, well, I guess babies are off the table. So I just never, Shelby.
Making spaghetti, it was so disappointing.
Oh no, just boom, she's dead.
And Halloween too, and that's never gonna be the same. Probably not.
I mean, so you see where, like, you see where I'm coming from.
I do.
Steel Magnolias owes me a baby.
Sally Field specifically to buy you a child and give it to you.
I have a question for you.
For me?
Yes, for you. I have a question for you, Robyn.
Yes.
So a friend of mine, who is also a lesbian, and her and her wife.
Is she single?
No.
She
just said wife.
I was asking the question before she said that. Excuse me. Go on.
So
she sounds lovely.
her and her wife want to have a baby, and the wife is going to carry it. So she wants her brother's sperm.
Oh no.
So like, is that so that it's biologically?
Yeah.
Like-
My mom actually said that to me at one point when I was with a girl. We were together and we were talking about kids. She goes, "Oh my God, I think if you use your brother's sperm and her," and I was like, but I'm going to be the one that's carrying it. She's like, "Well, I know, but like that, and I was like, no."
The father and the uncle at the same time.
No, and my brother at the no.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't
not
want.
like your brother's gonna come inside
I
you.
don't ever want you. What is wrong with you? You didn't have to draw the picture of what's not going to happen.
I feel like
Morgan.
I did to make it
Like,
gross. What are you so upset
I
about?
don't. I guess we're gonna take a little break now. We're gonna go to commercial. Stay tuned for the next portion of the show when I'm beating Erica and Morgan up and drinking their drinks. Thank you. We'll be right back.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back to Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. We're talking about our biological clocks on the show here today. Robyn's still angry at me for something I said. We won't go back there, but we will talk about that whole thing where it's like, I want to have a baby that has my family's DNA. And so usually it's lesbians that do this. I guess there would be circumstances otherwise. Anyhow, so have a brother using the sperm from a brother. You think that's weird. You think that's weird. I don't think that's weird.
That's doing it.
What are your friends because
The brother thinks it's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just have to get his sperm without him knowing.
Yes.
You just
That's weirder. That's more weird.
Do you have a brother?
No.
Yeah,
That explains a lot. That's why. Yeah. She doesn't think it's gross. That's why.
I don't think it's gross, and I have two brothers.
There you go.
Well,
But now,
but
we've
you know, I feel
now I'm
brothers are
embarrassed to have said that.
I don't think it's weird because it's really, at that point, it's about the mechanics of procreation, right? So if you want kids that look like you, that's what you gotta do.
But then there's also the question of, is that person who's now biologically attached to your child, like obviously they have to give up their
have to sign
rights,
the
but
rights.
are they at Christmas dinner when you're disciplining your kid and
Right.
they're like,
Wasted.
excuse me, and then it's
Right.
like, and then the turkey's, and then everything's ruined. Christmas is canceled.
Who's throwing the turkey?
It's not been at a Sigurdson Christmas dinner. And it's not even the weirdest thing.
Yeah, but lesbians have been working that out for years, right? It's like, if you're gonna use somebody else's sperm, you gotta have some pretty clear parameters around what the biological father, what the donor's
But if it's
role
your
is.
brother, if it's somebody that's gonna that friend is probably not gonna be.
That's
at
true.
Yeah, they're not gonna be there all the time.
That's true.
So
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want it to be somebody I know. Like, part of me would, but then part of me wouldn't, just because I wouldn't want to have to deal with all that
But then
stuff.
if you weren't carrying the baby and you're not
But I would be carrying the baby.
that's true.
So that's a moot point.
Surrogacy. If you are interested in being pregnant,
No, I don't want it, because then I'll keep the baby and I'll get sued I know.
Although
that for a
as soon as
fact.
I said that, you actually, I believe, are not eligible if you have not been pregnant before.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to-
you have to have
really?
kids, right? Yeah, which makes sense because I know for a fact once that I'd be like, of course, I just want to carry it for you and be so selfless like Erica Sigurdson, and then give it to you after, and then they'd come to the hospital and I'd be gone with the baby and live with it forever and raise it as my own.
Really?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to give a baby up. They're too cute. It'd be like giving me a puppy and then giving it away to like I can do.
Right. Well, I just watched Tig Notaro's documentary.
I watched that too.
And without too many spoilers.
Does not one of you at this table remember we made plans to watch that together in your backyard?
I actually
We
don't.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you
Nor do
were
I,
invited.
though I have not watched it.
You
I do
you
recall,
remember.
actually. I do recall that.
No,
making
go
that
ahead
promise.
and tell me about the show we were supposed to watch together that you already watched.
I'll watch it again because I was only half paying attention. So I'm
not the
happy
same.
to.
Not the same. Not
All right. No, but we're gonna go see
Guilt trip
Spy
over.
together.
Yes,
so
we are
that
going to
I
see
will
Spy
commit
together.
to.
I haven't
right here.
seen that.
I haven't
I
seen
have,
that.
but I will see it again for you. Okay,
What
that's
haven't
not
you
the
seen?
point. The point is, I've forgotten the point now. No, Tig Notaro, after surviving cancer, embarks on a journey. She has her eggs. I don't know the terminology. I have to say removed, harvested. Thank you. So this very arduous process. Not to mention that she, the same as you with diabetes, but with cancer, it's like there's lots of risks attached to it. And she wasn't going to carry the baby; she had a surrogate. But even just the harvesting of the eggs in that whole situation was very dangerous health-wise. But I've seen that with other friends as well, where they have some kind of illness or whatever, and just doesn't matter. It's worth it. We're going to try that, and the money involved. I'm always like, really?
I think it's because they've already faced the reality of death, so it's like
That's a good point.
it's not that scary to them. Whereas like if someone who hasn't experienced that faced that same adversity, maybe they'd be a lot more scared.
I have friends that are, or cousins that are very religious, and just because you were saying about the near, it's really dangerous and you could die, and they have that whole belief that when God doesn't want them to get pregnant anymore, they won't get pregnant anymore. And she is younger than I am, and I'm only 28, and she has 10 children. And the last 2 were like, the doctors were like, you cannot do this anymore. Like in like baby 7 or 8 or something, she almost died. Like it was so bad. She hemorrhaged. Yes.
Confiscate
I totally respect
You know
that.
her
Totally
tolerance
respect
level
that.
is
Totally
way so much
respect
higher
that.
than
Yeah,
mine.
Erica's had drinks with me before. She knows what she's doing. She's my safe person. And then she still had 2 more. 'Cause she's like, no, if God. And then finally, she's like, maybe I need to cut. Because it also becomes to a point where you're not only putting your life at risk, you have 7 other children there that need their mother. It's just ridiculous. It's just like, and also nobody needs to have that many kids anymore.
Yeah.
It's just. And
My
they'll
mom
take
had
over-
all 5 children by C-section. And the same thing that happened to your friend, the last baby, my little brother, the doctors were telling her, don't do it. Right. You will die if you have another baby by C-section. And she's like, no, I want another baby.
Wow.
And thankfully she didn't die, but if she gets pregnant again, I think I'm gonna have an intervention.
I mean,
not
would
possible.
she still get pregnant?
Well, she did remarry, so it might be a possibility.
Oh, jeez, wow.
She's very fertile. Everyone in my family extremely fertile.
Get Morgan to call her. Yeah. Just fine.
I'll get God to tell Morgan to tell my mom.
I'll give her a shout. Yeah.
Do you think that the pregnancy rate is going down because TV is so much better now?
Well, before you'd have to go to a movie to be entertained, and now you don't have to.
I lost
leave
my
your
virginity
house.
to an episode of Seinfeld, just so you know.
This explains a lot.
I know, not that has anything to do with babies, but I did.
Oh, I cannot stop hearing the
Thankfully.
theme song.
It was funny.
And now Robyn plays that song all the time when she's trying to get it on. Other people put on Barry White.
When she climaxes,
Oh dear. I think on imagining Robyn having sex to Katie Ellen Screaming Newman might be the place to leave it for today.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Let's leave it in a basket.
On Erica's
doorstep.
She promises to take care of him or her or whoever they grow up to decide to be. Thank you for joining us here on Morgan, Brayton, and Other People. Cheers. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
No, you're not allowed to have a baby.
Can we do a gender swap remake?